My name is Hildah Wellah Tuma. I am a film producer and I'm also a businesswoman. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm a Jesus girl. So for TV, I started way back. Interestingly, after high school, my dad really wanted me to be a lawyer. So I actually enrolled into a law school there. Is it More University in Eldoret? So I enrolled there. And then I reached a point I was like, bro, I'm not gonna sit in class again for another 6 years. I'm already from 4 years in high school. So I talked to my grandpa and my mom's dad, and he was like, hey, I need to do something. He's like, what is this something you want to do? I didn't know. So at that point, I realized there's a word called thespian. So I went and told them, I want to be a thespian. So they're like, do you understand what thespian is? It's like, yeah, it's someone who does entertainment. So in my head, I thought that. Then it was like, no, actually, there's something bigger you can do than entertainment. Then I was like, where? So through that, I managed to get the application for the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. That's where I applied, because at that time they were choosing the best in the district. Because you realize, I think we were around 20-something people, or 18 in class, with most of the famous people right now here in Kenya. So then after that, when I joined KMC, the first year, second term, I got my first internship. I started working in KBC. It was interesting because by then we used to pay to be interns, not like now. And then after that, I worked there for some time. So from KBC, I was like, school is about to end. I need now to move. What do I do? So I decided to apply in all the main media houses at that time. I remember Citizen, NTV, KTN. But the funny thing, every time I used to get to town, I used to pass around Kimathi Street. And I would just look at that Twin Towers. I'm like, Lord, this one, I will work here. Without knowing. I applied. I got like 10 regrets before I managed to get through. So when I went to Citizen, they called me like, hey, you have a job, come. Called me, went for an induction, so happy. The same day I'm in Citizen being inducted, and in fact that I remember I was in Citizen, I was like, I'm back in KMC because now my schoolmates are all over, and I'm like, this is interesting. So I was like, should I be here? But will I be paying fare twice? Because I used to stay in Buruburu by then. And then I was like, no. So coincidentally, because of my heart's desire, I believe, I got a call while I was in Citizen that I have a chance to join Nation. So at that time it was Nation. I didn't know it was NTV or sales or anything. So immediately I said, Citizen, bye-bye. Then I went to the other station. So the next day I went, ready, HR, dressed in my nice fast suit my mom had bought for me. I went, so I never showed up in Citizen again, and that's how I've never worked in Citizen up to now. So when I went, reached there, oh my God, I realized it's not a TV job. It was a sales job. And then in my head, I'm like, it could be a sales job, but the fact that I'm in Nation, that speaks volume. Then now, after starting work, I realized it's not just sales, it was sales doing Taifa Leo, which was so hard for me to do. But through that, I started telling my bosses at that time my interest in film, in TV by then, because it was just TV production. So they were good people, they were good bosses. They introduced me to a marvelous woman called Charlene Samat. She was the head of TV by then in NTV. And through that, managed to pick me in one day, called me, can you do this? I was like, yes, I can do this. Come in as a researcher. So the first show I did was Sebuleni, the one that Karomandi did. I remember I was a researcher and my producer was a lady called Catherine Mwangi. She's a known name in the TV space. And we started working with her. And then that's how I started learning TV. So as a researcher, I used to call in guests, look for then I became a production assistant. Then after being a production assistant, I gained the experience slowly. And then through that, now I started doing major productions in NTV. The biggest one being the best show that I really, really loved called NTV Crossover. I was a producer there for so long, and it was very wonderful because through the discipline and the accuracy in regards to content and the quality execution, we managed to get a lot of awards. So I did a lot of shows there, AM Live, PM Live, The Trend. We started it way back with James Matt and many other shows. So it reached a point that then I asked myself, so I've been in Nation, what am I gonna do? I need to move on. So it was a bit like I started feeling like I need to start doing productions. But then NTV didn't have productions per se. We used to have a lot of current affairs stuff, which were really good, and I really enjoyed. Because by then when I was there, I would do everything. I was a producer, I was a director, then I became a supervising producer. So by the time I was leaving, I realized, I looked around, and then, oh, KTN had an opportunity, so I was poached to come to KTN. Then I sent my CV and everything, then I was accepted. Then I came and started working in KTN. So at Standard Group, it was interesting because I had seen Kina Jameni, Kina, you know, these productions, the local production, Shaniqua's show at that time. Then I was like, these are the kind of things I really want to learn. Yes, I might start small, but we will grow. So I started, I did. Actually, I was a producer for Jameni in KTN. Was it called Jameni or Jamani? Jameni, yeah, that one. And then we had those Kina Daktaris people were doing, so they used to intrigue me. I remember the boss at that time asked me if we can revamp Tukuza by then, which we revamped Tukuza. Then they asked me if I can come up with a show that is a kind of magazine show, but also involves showbiz, that could be a daily show. Then I was like, interesting. So that's how we came up with Life and Style. That was in KTN. It was really, really interesting because we had, I think, over 10 hosts Monday to Friday. But it was really big and it was one of the best. So then after that, there's another reality we did called Nomadic Challenge. Ultimate Challenge, the Nomads edition. So when I was in Standard, after some time, I realized I just need to move again. But then coincidentally at that time, I realized also that I was pregnant. So it was time, I think it was an excuse for me to leave. So I remember when I went on maternity leave, I never told anyone, but in my head, I was just feeling like, I don't want to come back to mainstream media. I didn't have a major reason that I would say this one has affected me in a negative way, no, but for me it was more of growth. So when I went on maternity, during the time that I was in maternity, I used to switch off my phone and then I would switch it on at night so that I don't get disturbed by people. Because I really want, you know, producers how they are, you don't have time with your people. So this is the time just for me to stay in with my people. And then one day at around 11 something, I see a message on my phone. Then I'm like, hi, my name is so-and-so. Our producer is relocating back to America and we wanted you to come and be a producer. Are you available? Bro, I was like, hey. And then kwanza the person who's texted me is a Mzungu. So in my head, I was like, this is so interesting. I was like, what do I do? So I'm excited. I'm in maternity. My baby's here. I'm looking at this message. So the first thing I did, I called my spiritual dad. No, actually, he was in South Africa. Then I texted him and I told him, there's this guy who's giving me this job. Then I went to the website. I sent the website. So I asked, Dad, do you think I should take it? Then he told me, yes, please go ahead and take it. And then I took it. So interestingly, I came to realize these people were not now doing just TV production. They were doing film production. And through film production, that's when I started realizing, oh my, what have we been using on this other side when I was doing TV production? Because already in terms of camera, equipment, sound, you're like, yo, the professionalism in this thing is on another level. So it was interesting. I joined them during the last 2 months, or the last 1 month of my maternity, I think. When I joined them, it was just to learn because I was okay. My Nini was beautiful. My maternity period was beautiful. So when I went there, I would learn, and then I realized this is interesting. So interestingly, when I was leaving after that 1 month, they're like, yeah, this is your check. I'm like, you're paying me. This is my check. So, and it was a hefty check. I was like, wow. So it was in December. So I was supposed to return to KTN in January. So I came. Then when I came, immediately I came and served notice. And then I served my term, whatever. Then I cleared with KTN. And then I left and I started with the world of film production, which I really love. So the first thing that I learned when I joined this company, there used to be somewhere in Loresho, it was commercials, advertising. I realized these are the people who did the first advert for, one of the biggest adverts with, for a year, the Safaricom ad. And I'm like, bro, if these are the guys who did this is where I want to be, like, this is home. So after that, I learned through them a few skills here and there. The difference was huge, but thank God, because of wisdom and knowledge, I managed to learn quickly. I was really scared even at times talking me, Hildah, with the way I'm very confident. I was really scared even just expressing myself, but this time I learned, and that's how I started doing commercials. We did big ones. One of the major Safaricom adverts we did was 22QK, 20 years when they were celebrating. After that, I've done so many commercials. I can't There's so many, yeah, all over with different clients. So while working there, and then I came to realize I needed to grow, because I usually give myself a short-term vision and I do a long-term vision. So in my end vision, I was like, now where do we go? So at that time, something happened. Around that time, something happened really tragic and to my family, and it really affected me. I really went through a bad depression, very bad depression, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna go back to these other places and ask for, I just need to leave. Like, I don't want to work for anybody, because it was really traumatizing for me. And then I was like, but wait, what do I do? So I literally was in bed for nearly 4 months. Like, my husband used to come, sees me, like I would just sleep, whatever. In fact, even I told my spiritual friends, I'm not gonna pray, you hold the faith for me. And I decided to binge on this series on Netflix called Dynasty, the whole season back to back, because that was so it was like, So that's what I went through. Then coincidentally, my husband decided to register a company, because it was like, babe, I know you love this and you have a passion for this, so meanwhile, you don't even have to, you can. So when he registered, then I realized, then why am I working? I need to grow. So I went back and I resigned again. So when I resigned, I came. So coincidentally, this time it was to start our own company. But and behold, it wasn't as you thought. Because at that time, my husband was earning 2 salaries. I was earning two salaries also. Zangu nime resign. This other one is not working. The same week, I'm giving my resignation letter. One of the jobs for my husband tells him that the contract is ending. So can you imagine 4 salaries now to 1? Then here I am with depression because of what had happened, so it's increased. But now, interestingly, people started calling me and just, hey, would you advise me on this? Would you advise me on this? People that we had worked with, clients that we had worked with. And I was like, this is interesting. The fact that they're needing my services and there's a company here, Hubby has already registered, it means something. So that's how now I took the company as my newborn. I took the company as my new passion. I took the company as my new target, or, it was just my new love and everything. Okay, of course, my husband is my love. Yeah, and so I took it as my new love, and pole too. I started, getting these things to her. It was hard at first convincing people you have a company and stuff. Then I went back, and I've already said I resigned from where I was working. So growing up was hard. I remember the first job we got was a job to do videography and photography, and someone was paying us 50,000. 50,000 is nothing, because by the time you're paying your transport, you're paying your meals for the people, you're paying the crew, and everything, there's no money. But for me, that was not the issue. It wasn't money. So I came out with the mentality of, I want to do this to show them the quality and the excellence that I can produce. So again, being a woman, in this industry, it wasn't easy, because there are people who thought like, yeah, let's see where she will go and stuff like that. This now, as you're speaking, it's our 3rd year. Our company is turning 3 years, and the name of our company is called Awakening Pictures Limited. So we decided now to start doing commercials. And we've done commercials. We've done the latest one that we did. It's now all over in the billboard, Jaribu Soft Life, the Amaze one. We've done documentaries, photographies. We've done amazing. In a span of that time, when now I decided now I need to fix myself, get up, and now focus. We've never looked back. So things have been working very well. We're taking a short commercial break. We'll be back in just a bit. Don't touch that dial. Personally, Hildah_Wellah on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn, and also as Awakening Pictures. We are on Awakening Pictures 2022 on Instagram and on Facebook. Our website is being finished. It will be out shortly. For me, I'll say the grace of God is carrying me, number one, the discipline and the spirit of excellence that I carry with myself. There are many challenges because those people, of course, there's that level of believability. Like, can she do it? Can she handle it? Number two, it has been dominated by a lot of men. So the fact that you're coming in, how are you coming in? Why should we take you serious? You know, and things like that. But you realize in the film industry, there are quite a lot of people who are really good. Even there are female directors, there are DOPs, there are amazing camera people in the film industry that are doing really well. So for me, what really helped me overcome these challenges and the ideology that women are, you know, inferior in the media mountain, it's just my policies. And most of all is that I'm passionate. I remember when we were doing, was it Simple, Honest and Transparent, the Safaricom TVC. So you were seated in the boardroom, and then when the people are coming and then they're looking at me, how old are you? I'm telling them they're my age. And then these other people, okay, you're too young. They're like, you're too young, but the ideas you're bringing on the table, you know, they're making sense. So I managed to beat that by bringing a level of creativity with its uniqueness. I don't like doing the ordinary. I like working on the risk profile. Like, instead of just looking at what you are doing so that I copy to be successful like you, I look at how am I going to maneuver with the vision that I have. So this award, back to my husband, my wonderful husband, he kept telling me and he keeps encouraging me, hey, babe, you are so good. This, you're doing it differently. Yes, I'm in the media space, but the way you are doing it is different. So I decided, like, yeah. Because even for me, like, I like being humble at some of these things. Even on my emails, I'll just write Hildah Wellah. I don't write my title. So without knowing, he decided to do the he nominated me. So later he comes and tells me, hey, babe, is how I've nominated you for 1, 2, 3, 4. My head, I was like, yeah, but by faith. So my spiritual dad had prophesied in 2022 that he sees me getting an award, an international award, and he sees people in front of people. He just described the whole award. So that also built the faith in me. So we started voting. But now with this award, it was really difficult because you had to vote with money. It was not those free votes. I think maybe it's their way of making it authentic and stuff like that, so that you just don't sue anyone. So they took a month for the first, I think a month or two for the first one, which was really hard. Because today you are in top 10, tomorrow you've dropped, another person has gotten. So being one of the first big nominations, I had to track it, like, just to understand where I am. So I got nominated, and in my category, we were around 15 people, including Eddie Butita. I think it's a famous name here in Kenya, among others. And there were like around not more than 5 girls in the category. So after we finished again, we were like, yes, we finished. And I remember that time when we finished, I was like in top 10. But in my category, I was the only one. So I told myself, awesome, we are home. Guess what? Then another email comes. You've made it to the final select, so you have to vote again. And again, it's now telling people to vote for you, and people are spending money. So for me, I was like, people have already voted for me the first time. I'm not gonna be petty about it. I'm not gonna ask people to vote again. So my faith, I stood with my faith. And then the few people that were there that I knew had not voted, because I got votes from Germany, because when I was getting the feedback, it was amazing. Then when the final came, list, when they sent now the pictures and the names and the profiles of the finals, guess what? Hildah Wellah is there, number 1. And the rest 4 are men. I was the only woman. I was like, yeah, let's do this, but at the same time, we taweza kweli. So I was like, hey, let's do this. So through faith and the grace of God, people just continued voting. I don't know how, because I never asked guys again. I remember just the last day I told people, guys, it's the last day. We are finishing this thing at midnight. Let's do this as we finalize. My wonderful sister from New York, Gloria Muliro, I remember posting on her page, like, guys, if you ever liked me, please vote for this one, you know. So those kind of things help. So the day of the award came, they sent the nomination, and then the thing that they said the dress code was white gown. Even on my wedding, I didn't wear white. I did a gold dress. And I was like, white? I was like, So the interesting thing, the award was on the 27th. My birthday and my wedding anniversary is on the 28th of July. So I told God, this award, I have to get it. It is the best gift you'll ever, because this year I don't even want, with what has been happening, I don't even want a birthday or to go anywhere or a celebration. I don't want, I just want this award. So it reached, then we went, then I told my husband, you know what, babe, let's go for this award, let's do this. So the award is called FOIA Global Awards. It's awards I was nominated under Mediapreneur of the Year, over 30 years, because there was under 30 and over 30. So it is an award that cuts across Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and also South Africa. So it is a big award. So when they said Mediapreneur of the Year, I looked at it, I was like, So we went for the award, then I told my husband, actually, to make this day memorable, let us take pictures for our birthday and anniversary because we are all dressed up and stuff. So it was time to announce the awards. So when they announced the award, they started by the Mediapreneur of the Year, under 30. They called the winner, it was a lady. So in my head, I was like, yo, imeenda hivo. Now, I'm not gonna get it, they might choose a dude for this. Then they announced my category. So when the nominees were announced, then the one that I was really scared of became the second runners-up. I was like, okay. Then first runners-up, then I was called. It was so unbelievable. I think I was in shock. I got up there, I took my award. It was beautiful. So after the award, the interviews, and then you realize the emails that are coming in, the contacts, because it's been big. These people have really helped us to advertise our companies through the different countries. They've really helped us to approach grants, and stuff like that. As a woman, I'm getting documentaries from all over, UK Aid, WhatsApp, GIZ. We just finished a 10-series documentary with them. A lot of, it's unbelievable. That's all I can say. The fact that I'm a woman in that market space, and the fact that I won, and the fact that everything was diligently done, and even the feedback that I'm getting from it's giving me more encouragement. And even it makes me want to encourage more women in the industry to just get up there, believe in yourself, but have a plan. So to the young people, and to the millennials, to the Gen Zs, to those people who just want to be in the media space, one thing I'll tell you, whatever you see in the showbiz is showbiz. There's reality, and there's real reality, So when you come to this space, number one, you have to be passionate. Don't come to it because you want to be seen on TV. Something interesting, when I was joining KBC, I knew I'm going to do media to be Catherine Kasavuli, the late, I really admired her. I used to see her as on TV. But then when I joined into the space, I realized there's much you can do other than just being on TV. So people should remove that mentality of being in the showbiz, I'll be known, I'll be a celeb, I'll be famous. Unfortunately, in Kenya, I usually say there are less than 3 celebs, because a celebrity is a lifestyle. It's not just a known name, because most people are famous. So you find people want to join in the media space to be famous. Yes, you can do that because you have the looks, or you have the voice, or you have the demeanor for TV. But at the end of the day, it needs discipline, it needs focus, and it needs super smart hard work. We cannot talk twice about it. If you cannot get those things done, it is impossible for you to make it. The other thing I need you to do is also just remember always to have an envision of what you want to do. Create a vision board. Put years of when you want to do this, how you want to achieve it, and be realistic. Right now in the film industry department, to realize cameramen in the film industry are paid 3 times as much as cameramen who are paid in this other side. But it's the discipline. So you come on this other side, you realize the discipline that it takes for you to do, it will not be taught by anybody. It has to come from you. So all those things put together, and number one, believe in God. For me, just believe in God every day, because there are challenges that come every day. You get on set, client has paid you to do something, you realize the weather is bad and the client doesn't want to pay for an extra day. What are you gonna do? So you must also be quick to make adjustments and create solutions other than just problems and complaints. Myself in 10 years, I'm gonna be very heavy in the media mountain. I want to start an all-girl film crew. There's a project I'm planning on doing to make it an all-girl film crew. And other than that, I want to grow Awakening Pictures into a very big agency, not just to do just bigger than that in the media market. Myself being a born-again Christian, there's something I'm trying to do also using media and women in the media space, and also still making it in the marketplaces. Yeah, so That is my plan in 10 years, and get more state-of-the-art equipment, filled with equipment. Unfortunately or fortunately, with gadgets, you know, and equipment, every day you think you have the latest iPhone, tomorrow you realize there's a better one that has come up. Yeah, and also just to encourage people in terms of quality, because for me, quality control is key. I did one of the seasons for Lion's Den, the show. And I came to realize that's how I learned about quality control. It's not just a matter of you listening. It's a matter of, as much as I'm doing it, that person who's watching it, how are they feeling? Am I expressing myself to them? And as much as I'm expressing myself to them, in what style?